We're back with another episode of Unbox and Animate. I'm Jax from Plastic Action, and today we're going toe-to-toe with the baddest man on the planet, Iron Mike Tyson. In this video, we're taking Mike out of the box and bringing him to life through stop-motion animation. I'll take you behind the scenes and show you how I created these stop motions, what inspired me to create them in the first place, and why this specific video got people fighting in the comment section. Before I unbox this, I want to take you back to 1987, where the youngest heavyweight champion in history became the face of one of my favorite video games ever, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Mike was the final boss, and it took me forever to finally beat him because he had this crazy fast uppercut that would knock you down with one punch. But when I finally beat him, man, it was the most satisfying feeling ever. So the first animation is going to pay homage to the great Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! My second inspiration for this video takes us into the early 90s, where the creators of my favorite fighting game ever, Street Fighter II, wanted to develop a character just like Tyson, so Mike Bison was born. The second stop motion I'm going to create will feature a matchup between Tyson and Bison. And I know a lot of you are thinking, wait a minute, that's not Bison, that's Balrog. Well, you're wrong, and you're right. I'll explain. The original Mike Bison design and Mike Tyson have a very similar likeness, and Capcom didn't want to risk any legal action, so in the US version, the programmers switched the name from M. Bison to Balrog. And to add confusion even more, they put a third character in the mix. So Bison became Balrog, Balrog became Vega, and Vega became Bison. I posted that animation back in May, and because a good amount of people didn't know about the name switch, it caused quite a stir in the comment section, saying I was wrong, that I did it on purpose for engagement, even a delete this video comment. There were people arguing, name-calling, and throwing insults. It was wild. If you have any desire to browse these comment sections and see the original video, I'll link that below. Alright, let's jump into the unboxing. This 1/12 scale figure by Storm Collectibles released around 2018 and is pretty much sold out everywhere, but you can find it on the secondary market like eBay, ranging from around $140 to $200. Just be cautious of the ones you see for around $20 to $60 because those will be the really low quality knockoffs. Storm figures typically have a good amount of accessories, but for Mike, there's not too much. I don't really see much use for the championship belts personally, but it's a nice option to have. I definitely appreciate the different facial expressions, and one thing I wish they would have included are some different hands, maybe without the gloves. Some hands wrapped in boxer's tape would be a super cool option to have. For the articulation, we have really good neck and head movement, 360-degree rotation, excellent ab crunch and back flexibility, great range on those shoulder flies. The arms also have a 360-degree rotation. These butterfly joints bring the shoulders back and forward and are a game changer when animating power punches because those movements allow for a more realistic wind-up and follow-through. The elbows are double jointed and the biceps have a swivel with full rotation. And because this figure has really good articulation, we should be able to get Mike in his signature peekaboo stance. Okay, this pose needs a little work, but you get the picture. For the lower body, I'm hoping to get some good range in the knees, hips, and ankles so we can get Mike into that low crouch pose. The knees are double jointed, but there's some limitations when the calf and hamstring muscles meet, but overall, this should be enough. And finally, for the feet, we get some pretty good range on the calf flex, along with a little bit of toe articulation. Alright, I'm going to have to drill a hole in the back of Mike so we can connect him to my stop-motion rig. Sorry, Mike.
Spinal.
A rig is crucial in creating smooth animations because it allows the figure to hold the poses in between frames. Without these rigs, the figures would simply fall over. Before I animate, I always put together a reference video, and that video gets uploaded into Dragon Frame, which is the stop-motion animation software that I use. I use this reference video as a frame-by-frame guide during animation. In this example, I'm trying to match my pose with the reference video in the top right corner. I'm going back and forth from the last frame to the current frame to compare movements with the figures and the reference video. When I'm done posing for that frame, I press center to take the picture and then move on to the next one. This is some real-time footage from different shots, so you can get a sense of what it's like to create stop motion. The final 2 videos took about 7 weeks to shoot and edit. Let's speed up the footage to see what it looks like in 24 frames per second. And here's the reference video I used to help me animate. Once I'm done shooting, I upload the footage into After Effects to remove the rigs. Showing and explaining this process is its own video, but here's a quick overview using layer masks and the pen tool. And here's the finished product.
Round 1, fight! You lose. Perfect.